Hey guys, welcome to your end of October 2016 cartomancy, excuse me, I got the months and the dates mixed up because I usually do October cartomancy card readings, but let's do this an oracle reading, okay? And I may or may not decide to pull out a few Babylonian card decks, which is a tarot deck, but is kind of like an oracle card reading as well, okay? So I'm going to start off with the Gospel of Aradia as our oracle card reading for the end of 2016 of October. So you guys need to let me know how everything's been unfolding for you after the full moon. We did reach we've heightened, okay? We've reached a lot, we've done a lot, we've accomplished a lot. So now we've kind of been mellowing out. Ooh, so we got the Union card and we got Taboo. Now when I pulled this out, the Union came out on top of the Taboo card, okay? I did talk about the full moon. And if you can see here, there's a full moon behind the flower in her hand. So, of course, these are, you know, definitely connected to each other because in the Union card, you see a male and a female arm and hand coming together. And behind is foggy, smoky, but there's some nature, there's some trees in the background. He's got gold, bronze-looking bracelets around his wrist and a ring on his finger. And she's got a serpentine bracelet, symbolizes wisdom and esoteric knowledge. Okay? The ancient ways, the tree of life. And if we go back to my October full moon reading, I did say in the reading, please don't mind the smoke, the fog look in the room because I had just saged. It's all coinciding, all right? And then Taboo. So I feel like what this is basically symbolizing is whatever, you know, I always do say that energies are energies, right? But a lot of people that are doing this work, who are initiated into esoteric knowledge and really put this work into their life, everyday life, live by it, breathe by it, become it. You know, eventually you do become it when you feel this calling and you're initiated into it. You really can't get out, right? But a lot of it is taboo, okay? But I also feel like a lot of it is kind of people misunderstanding what it is that they're supposed to do. You know, they see somebody else on television, on YouTube, they talk about these things, and a lot of it may seem taboo to you. A lot of these things that are happening, a lot of, like, twin flames, for example. Not everybody understands what a twin flame is. You'll find so many videos on YouTube, and people are misinterpreting that every single person has this union of a twin flame, and then when the true people come out and they say, you know, the truth about twin flames, you know, other people, they get offended. So on and so forth. But what I feel like this is your life purpose at this time. You have shaken hands with someone at this time. This is kind of like a contract. So guys, pay attention to where you're working, the relationships you've recently gotten into, or you're about to get into in the end of October, because you guys are going to create something together, okay? And it's going to be something taboo that most people are afraid to talk about. I'm going to pull out one more card from this deck. Oh, Night Women. We got more taboo. Okay, this is the path of the divine feminine. This is goddess worshiping. That's the taboo that you're seeing. So basically, I feel like a lot of people that used to be into the three Abrahamic faiths or religions in particular have been slowly but surely going towards that goddess worshiping. Okay? Clearly, you would have to be a form of a goddess worshiper for you to be watching my videos and to be my follower, because that's what us night women do. We connect with our own inner divine feminine, okay? And men too, right? We all have that feminine and masculine attribute within ourselves, and a lot of men are called into worshiping of the goddess, okay? We are in an age where it is still considered taboo. You know, countries that are not highly, you know, recognized as Hindu, or, you know, because a lot of the Hindus, they admire and respect the goddesses, right? However, if you live in North America and you really are called and feel you want to really worship your own goddess, or an actual aspect or an idol of a goddess, by all means, you know, go visit a Hindu temple. You know, talk to one of the priests in there. Talk to, as a male, go connect with one of the priests in there. Go be a student. And if you don't want to do, if it's a little intimidating, if it's a little too much of a taboo for you, just walk in there, see how you feel about it, see how they work with things, like how they have their events, how they have their, how they work with their religious aspect of their texts, the Vedas, you know, things like that. Go and connect. Go, the best way to connect is to go see with your own eyes how these temples work. Now, the temple that I'm at right now, it comes across as King Solomon's temple, okay? But the truth, there is hidden papers that the prophet was a prophetess, and it was a high priestess, and it wasn't really King Solomon who was the prophet, but it was a female, okay? And these are hidden papers. Hence why he was kicked out of the Quakers, you know, the man who I've talked about in the temple, in the Sharon temple. He had his own ideas, but he shared it only to his little initiate group, okay? They were not religious or anything of that nature, okay? I'm going to put this here because you can't even see it, so that's good. It's just a stone that I'm keeping here for protection. So, night women just basically means working with your intuition as well, okay? So if you're a male and you want to resonate with what I have to say, does it resonate with you, okay? You know, worshiping a woman, worshiping a goddess is not just visually worshiping her physical being. It is, because a woman's body is very divine. So is a man's, but a woman gives birth. She nurtures her child, okay? It's different in that manner, you know. She is capable of milking, you know, certain things like this. And if you're a male and you want to deepen your knowledge and deepen your worshiping of goddesses or a goddess, then I highly really suggest that you actually do connect with these temples, study these temples, visit a temple, see how they do it. And if you're somebody that's independent, you know, connect with different cultural goddesses, look up Celtic goddesses, and study their work, do their rituals, connect with that goddess, okay? Study up Hindu goddesses, Nordic goddesses, African goddesses, Asian goddesses, okay? If you're somebody who's, you know, eclectic, or if you're somebody who is solitary, then do get into the rituals, because that's what I'm feeling. But it's gonna be with a partner, okay? It's not gonna be something that you do alone per se. It's gonna be with another person, and going out in nature is gonna be really, really heightening your experiences, okay, together. Okay, let's put that deck away. I decided to bring out also the Archangel Gabriel deck. Archangel Gabriel is known in the 3 Abrahamic faiths. However, the angel predates any religion, okay? And I'm going to work with this deck because it really gives us another confirmation of more words, of directions and information and another message, okay? I love when the cards pop out. Prosperity. You're going to be very prosperous when you devote yourself to goddess. Okay? Because when you worship a goddess gives birth. A goddess nurtures back. All she asks is for your devotion. And I love how there's like moons everywhere in all these. This is literally the same moon that we saw in the Night Women, and it's also associated with the Gospel of Aradia deck, and it's also associated with the High Priestess. And there's 2 baby cherubs. Again, and it's nighttime, and there's a star. And it says your actions have resulted in incoming abundance. Okay, guys, you need to do ritual work. Go out in nature, do ritual work, collect some pine leaves, evergreen leaves, whatever you find on the floor. Collect them, bring them into your home. Work with candles, okay? Manifest with candles, manifest with incense. Work with the elements. Work with water. Make sure there's a bowl of water there. Get yourself a crystal. Study up with herbs. Work with essential oils and do some ritual work and connect with a goddess that you truly feel that connection to, okay? Birth. Well, there you go. The goddess gives birth. Does she not? Birth. And this is how you know I am BSing this stuff when the cards, I always say this and I'm going to continue to say this, okay? When the cards confirm everything that I say, you know there ain't no BSing. Okay? It's called electromagnetic field energy work. That's what it is. New life, such as a baby, an idea, happy news, or an exciting project blossoms within and around you guys. We got the union card. We got the taboo card, which was associated with that full moon. So I feel like maybe you being fearful of this stuff, you misunderstanding more of goddess worshiping, or being afraid of talking about it, being afraid of connecting with somebody about it, being afraid of stepping into it, being afraid of mysteries, being afraid of the unknown. I feel like that's been slowly dissolving. Okay. I ask that you kindly, if you have a dark black stone, anything that is associated with the root chakra, this is a tourmaline. If you have a smoky quartz, I have a smoky quartz egg right there. If you have an onyx, an obsidian, work with them, okay? Because you want to stay grounded. You don't want to be fleeting up. And I always say this is planet Earth, guys. Okay, if you want things to manifest, you got it to ground it. And I like this because it's got a point and it's got like a little baby here. So it goes really well. So yeah, okay. And that taboo, it's like it's slowly going away. So now you have this new child, and this new child, male or female, is about giving birth to this new ritualistic project. And depending on where you work, depending on who you associate with, depending on what your hobby is, but it is definitely associated for people who are into this goddess stuff, okay? Goddess work. This is just, everything I talk about, everything I do is history repeating itself, okay? This is nothing new. Goddess worshiping has been around since the beginning of humanity, since the beginning of the first mother, okay? And we'll pull out one more card from this deck. Open your heart to love. We seem to get this card a lot, don't we? Yeah, because love is very important. Love yourself. Love the goddess. Love your inner divine feminine. Love your inner masculine too. There's no point in choosing If you want to grow and evolve, you have to love your own self for who you are. You love your own masculinity. You love your own femininity. You learn to balance the two. You love the moon. You love... We seem to get this card a lot, don't we? Yeah, because love is very important. Love yourself. Love the goddess. Love your inner divine feminine. Love your inner masculine too. There's no point in choosing. If you want to grow and evolve, you have to love your own self for who you are. You love your own masculinity. You love your own femininity. You learn to balance the two. You love the moon. You love the sun. You love the stars. You love yourself. You love your wounds. And then you attract somebody who's also the same way. You work with somebody who's also the same way. You work with groups and like-minded individuals and people who are also that way eventually. With time, with experience, with you not being afraid of yourself or the ancient mysteries as much anymore. So the more you open your heart and pour your love into your creations, the greater their life force energy. Okay, so basically that's what that's trying to say is when you do the ritual work, when you light a candle and you manifest an idea, because candles, fire is associated with commanding, okay? So fire commands the other elements to come together. So if you're working with your spirit, if you work with 5 elements and you're working with your spirit, or guardian angel spirit, or animal spirit, or goddess spirit, the fire commands the other elements to come together, okay, to work with each other. And when you pour love into your ritual work, into your birthing projects, your, you know, from your heart, well then the best of the best returns to you, okay? And if it doesn't return to you right away, it's because you got to learn something first. You got to experience something first. But the more you do something, eventually that becomes your everyday reality. And like I said, the taboo starts leaving you and you just start embracing more of this stuff, okay? You become more comfortable in your own skin. You become more comfortable talking about it. You become more comfortable connecting with people about it. All right? So we got to give respect to the Babylonian card deck, because in those times there were ancient goddesses. All right, and for those of you who know a lot, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut a little bit longer, and then eventually I'll start telling you guys more. But until then, let's just pull out a card for the community of Red Earth Goddess so that I may deliver a message or messages with the Babylonian Tarot for the end of for the end of October. Okay, so I was gonna bring this up, but that's why I was like, for those of you who know, so if you've been following me for quite some time, of course you know who I talk about a lot. The Lovers, number 6, Ishtar and Tammuz. Aha. I love how she's dancing. There's a rainbow. She's got like a gold sheer dress. And he's offering his cup to her. So, does this not go very well with what I'm talking about? He's offering his cup to her. He's basically providing a ritual to her. Offering his wish, his desire, but it's to her rather than taking from her. And when you understand the way ritual works, spirit works, is if you decide... Let's give you an example. If you decide, you know, whether you go with the cycles of the moon, whether you just go by everyday work, you know, if you do new moon rituals, full moon rituals, cycle rituals, everyday rituals, and your rituals, your thoughts, your words, and your deeds and revolve around just taking, Like you invoke a spirit, you invoke your own spirit, or maybe you don't invoke a spirit at all. Maybe you just work with the elements to make and manifest something for you. You decide to take your idea, your intention is just to take from the universe. Well, then eventually the universe is either not going to give to you, or is just going to be sending out depletion energies that you keep asking, but you don't want to give in return. So when you offer, and you know there's a peacock sitting there, and peacocks symbolize royalty, okay? And beauty in offerings. So when you offer something, so when you are consistently in gratitude, giving thanks before a ritual, during a ritual, sometimes you don't even have to ask exactly what you want. Your thought when you give thanks, or when you want to give, let's say you have an idea of something that you want, and you're about to do ritual work, or you are doing it, and you think of giving, the universe is going to return to you, because you're sending out that energy of giving. So the universe gives to you, because that what you send out returns to you. That's the secret. And look at the rainbow, and look at her dancing, because she's like, you got it. You're the only one that's got it. Other people just want to take it, but you want to offer it. And so the goddess returns to you. The goddess gives back to you. Then we got the 8 of Wands, okay? And this is very quick action. It's very, very quick action. Swift action in particular, okay? Let's pull out one more card. It's fiery action. It's directing, okay? Directing that energy. 8 is all about abundance. We had the prosperity card. 8 is all about eternity. 8 is as above, so below. That which you send out returns to you. Karma, time, repeating itself, history repeating itself. He's like standing right in the middle, and he's like, give it to me, baby, because I'm sending it out. I'm offering. I'm sending. And really, he's sending, because look at his hand. He's sending it out towards that wand, right? So he'd rather give, so that you got to understand how this stuff works. When you give, you receive. It's like, let's just vision 2 people in a union. If both people in a union, which the first card was union, their intention and they're thinking about taking from each other first. Hold on a second. There's something off here. 2 people are thinking about taking from each other first. What happens there? There will be no more relationship. There will be no more intention of forming something, because they're both taking without giving. But if 2 people are giving, ain't that something, right? If one person is taking and the other one is giving, again, it's just going to be depletion. The energy depletes. People get tired and sick of it, and then they leave. Something flew out. Oh, yeah. Ace of Discs. Material, baby. Materiality. Whatever you're doing, it's going to work. So get to work. Offer. Because it's happened very quick, but do be mindful, because that what you send out returns to you. We got the 8 of Wands. I love this deck, guys. I love 6 is all about community, okay? I'm telling you, you need to get into these temples, okay? But if you're looking into, if you're connected to the Babylonian era, if you're connected to Middle Eastern goddess worshipping temples that have been destroyed in Syria, in Iraq, in Lebanon, in Armenia, in present-day Turkey, which used to be Armenia, in Greece, just research. Research as much as you can, okay? I know it's attractive to most men. You know, they get all turned on when they're connected with the goddess and stuff, but you have to really take this serious, okay? Where if you are a real true devotee of the goddess times and the goddess worshiping times, and you really want to bring that stuff back and you feel that connection that this is your soul calling, you will really do the work, okay? So research, and whatever you do, because 6 is balance, 6 is Venus, 6 is love, 6 is very much connected to communities, family, friendship. Ace of Discs is Ace of Pentacles, okay? And then we've got an 8-pointed star, and it's protected in a circle. And you see that egg? It's connected to that too. You see that egg? That's a womb. And see the green around? Planet Earth. It's on planet Earth. It's manifesting. So I'm going to leave the reading, guys, because this is nothing but goodness, okay? So by the end of this month, everything that you guys have been doing for the last month, for the last 5 years, it's been making more sense to you. For the last 10 years, I have a very strong feeling. A lot of people have been emailing me, sending me a bunch of messages that this month, October, a lot of stuff has been manifesting for them. Some people have been confused, but just to give you some advice, it's not necessarily only just, like, if you're having clients coming to you and you're a reader, whether you've been doing this for 20 years or more, or if you're new to this field and you're getting cards and you get confused about the messages, then I highly just suggest that you really need to work with your intuition, because remember, guys, it's not just the cards, it's also what you're saying and your intuition and what they're asking you and so on and so forth, okay? So good luck, have fun with your ritual work, have fun connecting with me, your goddess, and with the ancient goddesses, okay? Whether they're Hindu, whether they're Celtic, Nordic, European, African, Asian, Middle Eastern, so on and so forth. All the goddesses are one spirit, okay? So the images are images that humans have made over time, okay? Let's just leave this video here because I talk a lot. Sending out a lot of love. I love you all. And if you'd like to have a personalized reading with me, send me an email at redearthgoddess@gmail.com, and see you guys soon.